Empire and Embers. The last roar, warriors who died on their feet, not knees. The Empire is a skeleton of its former glory. Once a titan that ruled continents, now reduced to a single city under siege. Its enemies circle like vultures, confident they will pick the bones clean. Inside the battered walls, the last defenders prepare. No reinforcements are coming, no miracles expected. Just steel, fire, and the blood oath of warriors who refuse to die begging. These aren't soldiers, they're remnants of a dying dream. Holding the line, so history remembers not how they fell, but how they fought. Among them, old commanders, teenage squires, even civilians wielding farming tools, all with one purpose: make the enemy pay dearly for every inch. The Empire may fall, but its roar will echo in eternity. Smoke rises, shadows stretch. The final stand is here. The flames of glory ignite, and no one is backing down. In the dead of night, they gather, not to plead, but to swear. Each warrior places bloodied fingers on sacred stone. Die standing, it reads, and they will. There is no talk of survival, only honor. Outside, the enemy mocks their defiance. Inside, silence, except for the sharpening of blades and whispered prayers. Some are seasoned veterans with decades of war behind them. Others, children with nothing left to lose. But all are equal now, not in rank, but in resolve. They burn their last banners, not as surrender, but sacrifice. They don't want rescue, they want meaning. One by one, they mark their armor with the name of someone they lost. Fathers, sisters, brothers. Their blood will water the soil of legend. This is not strategy. This is soul, a pact made in fire. A death march, not in shame, but in defiant glory. With a thunderous crack, the gate explodes. The enemy floods in, 10,000 strong, howling like wolves. But inside that smoke, steel meets fury. The defenders don't fall back, they charge. Screaming, slashing, biting. This is no war, it's a reckoning. General Kale leads the first wave, his axe glowing red with fire. He moves like a beast, cutting through invaders like wheat. The enemy expect a retreat. What they find is resistance so savage, it shakes their lines. The walls run with blood. One archer stands on a collapsing tower, firing arrows until the flames consume her. Another warrior, pinned by a spear, pulls himself free, just to tackle an enemy into the inferno. The breach becomes a meat grinder, and in the chaos, a terrible truth dawns on the invaders. These defenders aren't fighting to win, they're fighting to burn, and they're just getting started. Midday turns the fortress into a furnace. Every stone now slick with blood. The enemy pushes forward, but so do the defenders, closer, bloodier, hand to hand. There is no distance anymore, only pain. Steel snaps, flesh tears. One warrior fights with half a blade, the other half embedded in his thigh. Another tears off a shoulder plate to use it as a shield. Bodies fall, not in rows, but in tangled clumps, friend and foe locked in death's grip. A wounded commander bellows from atop the wall, rallying with one arm and a shattered voice. He will not fall, not yet. A young girl, no older than 15, slits a warlord's throat and screams into the smoke. These are not soldiers, they're fury incarnate. The enemy outnumbers them, but cannot outfight them. Every death buys another breath of defiance. The stone drinks their blood, and the legend grows with every drop. Night descends, but there is no rest. Fires consume the streets, turning the city into a hellscape. Shadows dance through the flames as warriors clash under a blood-red moon. Arrows blot out the stars. The air chokes with ash and war cries. The defenders fight on, sleepless, hopeless, unstoppable. One by one, buildings are lost. But with every street they abandon, they lay traps, set ambushes, and claim more enemy lives. A mother with a dagger guards her burning home. A blacksmith swings his hammer like thunder, crushing armor and bone. In the central plaza, surrounded, General Kale lights the signal fire. It's not a call for help, it's a funeral pyre. One final message: We burn with honor. The flames rise higher. Enemies hesitate. They've crushed armies, but never a spirit like this. Tonight, the Empire may die, but dies ablaze a storm of fire and fury no one can forget. Dawn creeps over a city of smoke and silence. The defenders are down to dozens. Behind them, only ruins. Before them, an army. The final wall trembles, but does not fall. Bloodied and burned, the last warriors stand tall, shoulder to shoulder. General Kale, armor cracked, voice steady, speaks the final words. No surrender. No retreat. One last roar. The gate crashes down. Trumpets blare, and they charge, not to survive, but to etch defiance into the bones of time. One leaps into a sea of spears. Another climbs atop corpses to plant the last banner. It's not war anymore, it's legend. Even the invaders slow, shaken by the fury of those who refuse to kneel. The sky weeps ash. Steel sings its final note. One by one, the defenders fall, but not backwards. Never backwards. They die on their feet, swords raised, eyes blazing. And in that moment, they become immortal. The battle ends, but not the story. The city is gone, turned to ash. The defenders? Dead. All of them. But the victors do not cheer. They walk through the ruins in silence, past shattered gates and rivers of blood. In the heart of the plaza, the broken remains of the final banner still flutter. One young enemy soldier kneels before it. He whispers they died on their feet. Across the lands, stories spread like wildfire, not of conquest, but of courage. Songs are sung, monuments raised, and generations later, children ask, "Tell me again about the warriors who chose death over chains." The empire may have ended, but its final roar lives on, in every heart that refuses to surrender. This was no defeat, it was transcendence, a lesson burned into time. When honor clashes with destiny, some warriors rise, not to survive, but to be remembered, forever. If this story moved you, share it. Let the world remember the warriors who fought for honor, not victory. Like, subscribe, and join us at Timeless Legend for more epic tales that history tried to forget.